y'all, it's good to see you again. So sorry that I have been away, but I did want to come back and make another video. I'm trying to make at least a video a week. There's just been a lot going on. Let me start off by saying thank you so much for clicking on this video and supporting my channel. I do appreciate it. But I wanted to come today and just kind of talk to you about a few things. So first and foremost, let me go ahead and tell y'all what happened. So last Sunday, I initially I didn't know what happened. Okay, it was the weirdest thing, but I started getting, like, it was Sunday night, I think it was. I started getting like all these like itty bitty tiny under the skin bumps all over. It was all up my arm to my shoulder, both arms. And then I started feeling it like right around my chest area, and then I started feeling it like underneath my breast area. And that's where it stopped. It didn't go to my legs. It didn't get like on my back or anything like that. And it was just the weirdest thing. It didn't hurt. It wasn't itching. It's just that I could feel it, but it was just weird because first, my skin was smooth and everything was fine. And then, like, even now, I could still feel like a little trace of, 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, my mom called. But I can still feel like a little trace of it. I can see it like just faintly, but they weren't like pimples or blisters or anything like that. They were just, it was almost like getting hives, but they weren't red or anything. They didn't have any color, and it was underneath the skin. And so I noticed it, but I wasn't really tripping. And I was like, okay, I don't know, maybe I rubbed up against something, because also that day I was cleaning, and I actually used a different cleaning product. I was cleaning upstairs, and I had gloves on. So I was thinking, well, dag, maybe I got some on my skin, like maybe when I was spraying it or whatever, it splashed up on my skin. Or maybe, after I took my gloves off, I didn't wash my hands good enough. It was just these things going through my head. And so I kind of dismissed it or whatever. And that was the only thing that I noticed. So then Sunday night, I went to sleep, and I woke up in the middle of the night to use the restroom. And the weirdest thing was, when I looked in after I used the restroom, I looked in the mirror. And I don't know if y'all ever had a head cold and you get all this mucus and stuff in your eyes and everything. And sometimes if the head cold is really bad, the mucus is thick enough to like kind of seal your eyelids a little bit. It was like that. It wasn't a lot of mucus, but it was just, it had dried up on the side of my eye and everything. And I don't know if y'all grossed out. It's all good. It's part of life. So and I noticed my eyes were a little puffy, but I thought maybe my eyes were a little puffy because your girl was sleeping super hard. So, I got a towel, made it, wet it, with some like really, really hot water, cleaned my eyes, and I went back to bed. Again, didn't think nothing of it. I didn't touch my arms and stuff, so I didn't know if maybe the bumps had got worse or if they spread any further. I was too groggy. I just got back into bed. So Monday rolled around, and when I got up for work, y'all, I looked at myself in the mirror, and my eyes, and I knew something was wrong because like right across here where, where I wear my glasses, it wasn't down here or anything like that. My eyes, both of them, but the left side was so much worse. They were swollen to the point where they were almost swollen shut. And I could barely see my eyeballs. And I was trying to figure out, OMG, what the heck is going on? I had no idea what was happening to me, and it really freaked me out. And so I had to work, but fortunately for me, I didn't have to drive in because I wouldn't have been able to go to work that day. And I'm IT, and so we have to answer the phones and stuff, but Monday wasn't my phone day. And so I was like, okay, I normally, when I have an allergic reaction to something, I take a diphenhydramine, which is the medicine that they actually put in Benadryl, or other allergy medicines. So if you look at the ingredients, it'll say diphenhydramine. So I took a diphenhydramine. I actually decided to go ahead and take two because whatever was going on, I was so scared that it would get much worse. Because if my eyes changed that dramatically from me waking up, going to the restroom, and then waking up for work, I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know if I was going to have to call my manager and let her know that I was going to have to go to urgent care. I didn't know what was going to happen. And any of y'all know, I had an episode, I know it's been over a year ago. It's been actually probably close to 3 years now. I had an episode where I had an allergic reaction to something and my entire mouth had swollen up. And if I remember, I'm going to insert a picture of that here because I don't know if I ever showed y'all that picture. But this was freaking me out. So I took the diphenhydramine, and I mean to tell you, again, I wasn't in any pain. My eyes wasn't itching. They were just super swollen. Oh my God. I was loopy and groggy, and I was jacked up. I could not wait for that day to end because all I kept thinking about was I want to get back in the bed. I want to get back in the bed and just go to sleep because I was so out of it from the diphenhydramine. But I'm working and everything, and my day's going on, and my teammate kept checking on me. She was like, because I had told her as soon as I logged on, I told her, what happened, and I sent her a picture, and she was like, oh my God. I was like, yes, girl, I don't know what the heck is going on. So then in the process of me, she kept checking on me, so she kept saying, hey, how you doing? Is it getting any better? Da, da, da. This was her all day long. She was so worried. And so I was going through my mind like, what is happening here? And I said, what did you do? So I was like, okay, I used the new cleaning product. And then I was like, okay, I did try some new supplements because I ordered some 2 different supplements from Black Girl Vitamin, right? And keep in mind, with me being in the medical field so long, trust me, I'm not a clinician. I'm not a doctor. I've not been medically trained, but I have heard a lot of terminology and I'm familiar with certain things. So the first thing, like when I thought about the supplements, I was like, oh crap, I probably should have called my doctor because I'm on all this, well, not all, I'm on prescription medication for different things, and I wonder if something in the vitamins contraindicated with my prescription meds, because some people don't know you can't just start taking like different vitamins and stuff like that because they don't pair well with your medication. And it was weird because one of the things that I learned, which was really a bummer, and I'm getting off subject for just a quick second, but I love grapefruit juice and I love grapefruits. But because of one of the medicines I'm on, I can't have it. And my mom was talking to me about that too, because one of her medicines prevent her from having grapefruit. And I was like, yeah, I said, I learned the same thing. But anyway, that's just a prime example of what I'm talking about. So I said, was it the cleaning products? Was it the vitamins? And then Sunday afternoon, I was craving some candy. Well, when we went to Cozumel one time, my daughter, well, everybody that was with us, I stopped by this cart that sold Mexican candy. Now I've been, every now and then, because I can't eat a lot of sugar because, it kind of go to my head, make me kind of loopy. But every now and then I want a lollipop, or I want, something chewy or whatever. So I remembered that I had, because I've already eaten a couple of pieces of candy out of the, because it was a bag of different types of candy, and I love the taste of chamoy. So I looked in the bag, and there was like this little itty bitty kind of like a cup thing. And when you pop the top off, there's a piece on the bottom that you push, and the candy kind of comes up out of the thing like hair, and I was eating on that, and I was like, golly, after about the 3rd time, I said, dang, it's a lot in here, but it didn't look like it was a lot in there, but it was. So I was thinking to myself, okay, was it the supplements? Was it the cleaning product? Was it the Mexican candy that I ate? But then I was like, I don't know. I don't know. So fast forward, I knew I was going to be meeting with my wellness coach because she and I were talking about like doing, she's switching up how she's doing, offering her program. And we were talking about that, and she wanted me to do 3 days with her so she could show me like the difference, in the program and stuff, since I went through the program with her. And I was like, oh my God. So when I finally talked to her, I was like, I don't know what's going on. So I told her the whole situation, everything that was going on. She said, well, I'm going to tell you. She said, it wasn't anything that you ate or drank. She said, because if you were going to have an allergic reaction to something you ate or drank, it would be almost immediate. And she said, it wasn't anything you touched, because that would be pretty much the same thing. She said, it has to be something that you inhaled, because the symptoms that you're displaying is your liver and your lungs trying to push the toxins out of your body. And I was like, oh my God. So what happened was, the week before I had to drive into work, right? So Friday, last day of work, it was a long day. I got off late. And when I pulled up into my garage, the minute I opened the door to my car, I wanted to be sick. I immediately felt like I wanted to be sick, because what happened was my husband put down snake away. So where we're living, we don't have a lot of snakes, but every now and then, especially when you're in an area where they're developing and stuff, they're pushing animals out of their home. They're just trying to go wherever they feel like they can go. Plus, we have a couple lakes, that they have around us. So there's snakes coming up out of there, and alligators and whatever else. And we have found 2 snakes on the traps, like right by because I have pest control. And they leave down the traps right by the garage door. And that's where the snakes have gotten caught. And so my husband is like, when I tell you he's hyper terrified of snakes, I'm scared of snakes too, but his reaction to snakes is way worse than mine. And I feel bad for him, because I have things like that, like phobias and stuff, that I react the same way about those things. So I don't cap on him for reacting to snakes that way, because I got some stuff going on with me too. I just feel bad because that's my husband, and I'm like, I hate to see him. I hate to see him reacting like that, because he's genuinely terrified. So anyway, so he put down some snake away, and when I tell you the smell was so strong, like I said, the minute I opened my door, the smell hit me, and I couldn't get my stuff out the car fast enough to get in the house. Here's the other problem. My wardrobe, so in our master bedroom, well, in our master bathroom, there's a closet. That closet is small, and what I did is I just gave my husband that closet. So that's where his clothes are. That's where he gets dressed and all that stuff. Upstairs I took a room. That's where my exercise equipment is. That's where my vanity is. All of my clothes are in there, my pack system. I call it a wardrobe, because that's where I go and get dressed every morning, and my hygiene stuff and everything. That room literally sits over the garage. When I tell you, I came upstairs, because what I typically do during the week, I have to drive in. I just leave my rolling bag in the trunk of my car. There's no point in pulling it in, pulling it out. But on Friday, I take it out, because I bring it upstairs in my office where I'm going to be working. I came upstairs, dropped off my roller bag, opened the door to my wardrobe, and the smell it filled the entire room. The way I described it, I told my daughter, I said, if it was smoke, it would be so thick you couldn't see it. But the smell it was just as strong in that room as it was in the garage. And I, again, started just feeling like I wanted to be sick, and super paranoid that all my clothes and everything was going to smell like that. I told my husband, I said, we'll have to fix something else out, because that stuff makes me sick to my stomach. And the bad part about it is, when I crank up my car, I can't turn my air on right away. I literally have to pull out of my garage, and I have to drive for about maybe 5 to 7 minutes. And then when I turn my air on, it's like this huge smell that comes out, and then it'll taper off. And it's because that stuff has gotten all in the filters and stuff in my car. And I said, I can't do it. I can't. That stuff is too strong. So I said all of that to say that when I told my wellness coach about the snake away, she said, that's it. She said, that's exactly what caused you to have an allergic reaction, because you inhaled so much of that stuff at one time, and that's why you started feeling nauseous. But it got into your lungs and everything, and now your liver and your lungs are reacting to it, because it's toxins, and your body is trying to push it out. And so she said, and she said it's that makes perfect sense, because when you inhale something like that, it's not automatic. It takes a couple days before your body starts to react to it. And the length of time from that Friday until that Sunday afternoon, early evening, when I started getting those bumps all over she said that was your liver trying to purge your body of those toxins. That was the onset of the reaction to the snake away. And so let me just tell you, oh my God, my kids, my husband, everybody was so worried, because when you look at me, I didn't even look like myself, because my face was just, I have indentations from, not having enough sleep and different things like that. But my eyes, like right across my cheek area, was completely seamless, because my face in that area was so puffy that there was no indentation. It was raised, and I didn't have any bags or anything, but my face, my lids were completely like filled. It was crazy looking. But anyway, that's what I've been dealing with. Another reason, because I was talking about trying to get back to filming more and stuff like that, and I'm like, I ain't getting on camera looking all jacked up like that, and y'all looking like, why is she filming with her face looking like that? I wasn't gonna do it. I'm like, what is going on? I was like, help me. But again, the end result of what I'm dealing with right now, all across this area, I don't care how much, because I gave myself like I cleansed my skin and everything, and I hydrated my skin. I'm gonna have to give myself a full facial, because no matter how many times I moisturize my skin, it's just super dry. So whatever, like the allergic reaction to that stuff, however my body purged it, it's almost like it completely stripped the moisture out of my skin around my eyes, because I'm hydrating several times a day, and it's just like super. I'm gonna see if I can show y'all. Y'all might not be able to see it, but it's like super dry. My camera's about to cut off, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. That was weird, because I checked the battery before I started recording, and it said it was full, but then I haven't been talking long enough for the battery to go completely dead, but it did. So anyway, yeah, I don't care how much I hydrate my skin, my eyes now, I don't know. I do have this oil, because I'm using Mary Kay products. It's a face oil. I think I may have to use that and then put the moisturizing lotion on top. I may have to also like use their eye product, because I have that too, to moisturize and hydrate your eyes. I may have to use it on my lids and stuff too. So anyway, so that is the update that I wanted to give y'all. So the next thing that I want to talk to y'all about, and I promise it's not going to be as long as telling that story. I'm a stickler for details. So I don't know if I had mentioned to y'all before that I started a new budgeting process for my household, and it's going well. It's not as smooth as I would like it to be. I did have something come up just recently that is going to cause me to have a setback, an expense that I wasn't expecting. But I'm super grateful, because when you're following, like, I have become immersed, and I don't know if I said this either, in the budgeting community. And it's not that I didn't know how to budget, but they're doing budgeting, the same type of budgeting that I'm used to, but with games. And so who doesn't like games, right? So I figured, let me start watching these videos, learning how they're using the games to, budget and, have fun at the same time. And they're following Dave Ramsey's, what he teaches. And I've learned about Dave Ramsey years ago. I was doing the Dave Ramsey envelope system, cash stuffing system, with paper envelopes, like way back in the day. And he's been around forever. He even has a YouTube channel now, which is interesting. But one of the things in his baby steps, the first thing is saving $1,000 for a starter emergency fund. And I was very, very grateful to be able to do that. and then cash stuffing in other categories to try to get your 6 months ahead. Doing these, and this is not in order, but doing a snowball effect for the snowball debt payoff, which basically you take your smallest debt to your largest debt and you just start knocking them out little by little until you get to the biggest debt. And then you know, all of the, so say for example, if you have 5 bills, we'll say 5 bills, and this is the smallest bill. Whatever you put something, you pay, you, whatever this bill is, you keep, you know, saving to pay this bill off, right? Once this bill is paid off, then everything that you was taking to put on this bill, you start throwing at the next largest bill, and you do that till that bill is paid off, and you just keep doing that till you no longer have debt. You're gonna have bills because you have to have living expenses because you have to live, but those are not debt. You know, the debt is when you actually owe somebody the money. A bill is something that you incur every month as part of your living expenses. So you're talking about credit cards, and I'm talking about debt, credit cards, credit accounts, you know, different things like that, paying off your house, paying off your car, you know, student loans, you know, things like that. So that's what I'm talking about. And I have really immersed myself in that community and have come across so many, I mean, I hope YouTube, because I remember back in the day, YouTube, like if you subscribe to too many channels on a day, they will block you from subscribing to any more channels until the next day. And it doesn't look like they are doing that anymore, but I couldn't understand why they were doing it, but I guess they were doing it to keep people from helping people get monetized and stuff like that. Or, you know, they said it looked like spam. But I have found so many wonderful channels in the budgeting community. The personalities are amazing. I have watched so many of them and looked at how they're, not just the games that they're playing, but how they're saving. It's like how they, because they set up their cash stuffing binders. And I don't know if y'all can see over here behind me, I've now set up my desk with my binders and everything, and I have a dedicated area for me to, you know, to work over there and stuff like that. And I have another area over here because I've been learning how to make envelopes instead of buying them and things like that. And so I have my laminator and my cutting tool over there, and I also have my Cricut over here, which I keep saying I'm a, you know, I need to watch a video. I need to watch a whole bunch of videos to teach me how to, I used it before, but the cuts never came out the way I wanted them to. So I had these beautifully designed things that I was trying to cut on vinyl, and they never cut out right. They didn't cut out the way that I want them to. Sometimes I forgot to flip the image on the Cricut, what is it called? The app or whatever. And so it cut out backwards. I mean, I was going through all kinds of stuff. So I just gave up, but I still have vinyl, and I got my machine. I also have a Cricut press machine where you can do t-shirts and all that kind of stuff. I have to get busy because I'm introducing certain things to my brand, and I really have to get busy working on those things because it's pointless for me to have purchased these items and I'm not using them. So anyway, back to the budgeting, the way that I'm budgeting. Again, it's coming along well, but it's not as smooth as I would like it to be. Once I handled this unexpected expense that popped up, I'm gonna get, because I stopped envelope stuffing because I want to get that out of the way, focus on getting that out of the way, and kind of, because it's going to deplete everything that I've saved so far. So then I'll have to start over. But when I start over, I kind of came up with a little bit of an adjustment to how I'm doing what I'm doing, and I'm pretty excited to implement that. So we'll see how that goes. The other thing is, a lot of these individuals are like, they're literally showing like their income, their expenses, you know, and I said this in my other video, I'm not really comfortable with doing that yet, primarily because people that I know personally watch my channel, and I don't want people in my business like that. So I don't know how y'all, I love Kathy from Cruise Budgets. She has been very helpful. She is so sweet. That's like my secret best friend. Hey, Kathy. I want to know, like, how did you get comfortable showing that information on camera, knowing that there are people who know you, they know your face? I mean, do you have concerns about having, you know, the money in the house and things like that? So what I did, because I was so nervous about having that money in the house, and I was watching another budgeter, and she got really nervous because something, like, she saw something about a house fire or something like that, so she got really paranoid about having all that money in the house, and she started pulling it to put it in the bank because she was nervous that if the house caught on fire, there goes all her money. So that's a thing. But the other part is, you know, having somebody who knows me, that knows that I have this cash in my house. Am I being over paranoid to think that what would stop them from trying to, I don't want to say this because I don't want to sound paranoid, I don't want to sound crazy, but what's stopping them from finding out where I live and taking the money? I mean, y'all, is it nuts? I'm sorry. These are things that go through my mind, and it's like, so I put the money in the bank, and I have like fake money. Like, so I'm cash stuffing with pieces of paper that got stuff printed on them, and it's not real. You know what I'm saying? The other thing is, you know, if I have to make a deposit or something like that, with all that money, I would be really nervous, because when I started pulling money out of the bank to cash stuff, one time I went to the bank, and I didn't, the bank was open, but I didn't go inside to the teller because they told me that I could get like exact bills at the ATM. I was standing there at the ATM getting this money out, trying to decide what the denominations were, and I heard somebody come through the door, but they didn't pass me to go in the bank. So I'm like, okay, that means they're standing behind me. So when I turned around, this lady was standing behind me, and she literally she was leaned over like this, watching me at the machine, what I'm doing. So I moved my body in a way that, like, she couldn't lean anymore to see past me. I made sure I moved over and leaned my body so that she couldn't see what I was doing. But at that point, the minute because I had my purse, I had to figure out I didn't have my purse, I had my wallet. So I had to figure out how to get the money in my wallet before I turned around. So when I turned around, she couldn't see what I got out of the bank. But it didn't work because it was a lot of ones and stuff like that. So things like that makes me really paranoid, because I'm not accustomed to going to the bank to get money. I stopped doing that a long time ago, and I do everything digitally. So I don't know if it's anybody in the budgeting community watching this. Please tell me, how do you manage that? How do you manage the paranoia or the fear or the thought that, you know, because you gotta be careful in this day and age. People are always looking for opportunities to harm you or take from you, or just to be destructive. That's the day and age that we're living in, unfortunately. So I'm now like super uncomfortable with going to the bank, because I don't like ATMs that are outside. And the ATM, like I said, that I was at was literally in the lobby of the bank, but even that was uncomfortable. You know, with her, like, she was obviously watching what I was doing. So much so that you had to distort your body in order to try to see why would you go to that length? What is it that you plan to accomplish by doing that, if it's that you're up to no good, right? So anyway, one of the and if y'all don't know, me and my husband are Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Ride or die, baby. It don't matter. Bad season, good season, whatever. We in it. We riding this thing till the wheels fall off. And I sure hate that we lost our coach at the end of the last season. It was hard enough when Ben left. And, you know, the triple B's don't exist anymore. Our team has just really, really been going through a lot these last few years. And it's been difficult. It's been really hard to watch them go through all these different changes. And I know all teams do. But when you're passionate as we are about not just football, but about the Pittsburgh Steelers, and we're not from Pittsburgh. It's just that my grandfather, my father, my husband, my son, I mean, you're talking generations of watching Pittsburgh football, okay? And it's that is like, if my husband and I don't have anything in common, that's the one thing we are passionate about, that we will ride together on. And so because of the fact that the budgeting community is has been so interesting to me, it's motivated me to create a challenge for me and my husband. So let me just start off by telling you, one year we watched football season. We watched the preseason and all the other kind of stuff, but it was the regular season that I created this binder. And you know, each game we bet against each other. Now we're betting for the same team, yes, but we're betting against each other with regard to like the point spread and different things like that. And so it was you had one winner and one loser. And so at the end of the season, like before the playoffs, like it was the last regular season game, I counted up all the money. I counted up all, like, how many times my husband won versus how many times I won. And whoever had the most wins at the end of the regular season got the pot. When I tell you, we was crap talking each other. It was so much fun. That was probably the most fun season that we had in a really long time. So we hadn't done that in a while, and we have been talking about, ways to bond and stuff like that. So I decided that the budgeting community has inspired me. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you very much. That I'm going to create a whole box game for me and my husband. But the difference is, because I'm collecting all this information, right? I got 2 pages that I got to go through and collect all this information. Now, keep in mind, I love me some Pittsburgh Steelers, but I'm not well versed on every aspect of the season. So, what I did is I sat down with my husband and we talked about, there's going to be 6 sections, 6 categories, okay? It's the draft, training, I can't even talk. Number was the draft, training camp, preseason, regular season, the playoffs, and Super Bowl. Okay, here's the thing. Even if the Pittsburgh Steelers, for some reason, this season don't make it to the Super Bowl, there's still going to be a category in there for that, okay? But it's going to be switched up. All right, so I'm going through and I'm getting all the information, like when does the draft start? When does training camp start? When does, this, that, and the other? So when does the way the game is going to be played is going to depend on a few things. And one of them, what is going on with this thing? Hold on, y'all. Okay, y'all. I don't know what was going on with my camera. I kind of feel like maybe it was overheating or something. So I just kind of took a break from recording. So I don't know where I left off, but at the end of the day, I'm putting together this challenge for my husband and I. It's going to be a box set, and I'm excited because it is going to give us an opportunity to really make watching football fun. I mean, watching football is fun anyway, but it's going to bring like a little extra twist to it. So again, I think I was telling you about the different categories. We got the draft, training camp, preseason, regular season, playoffs, and the Super Bowl. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to set up a full 8.5 by 11 size binder. Each one of us is going to have it. We're going to have all of our information in the binder about the different categories, when they start, how long they run for, if we can watch it on replay, how do we watch it, things like that. Because I've also been researching, because every season we run into this issue where, because we're not in Pittsburgh, there are games that we can't watch. They're blackout, or what they call them, out of market. And so I was trying to find the best options for me to budget. I'm going to start budgeting right now to pay for this, but I was trying to find the best option for me to, for us to watch the games, and try to get as many games in as we can. There's also a place, it's called Bombshell. I haven't been there. My husband's been there. He's been trying to get me to go there for a while. But anyway, this is a perfect opportunity for us to get out of the house and go watch the games that we can't see. So if they're blacked out in our area, Bombshell is one of the places, because I know they do wings there. It's kind of like Hooters. But Bombshell is one of the places that the game is watched. But I don't know if we're going to be able to see the Pittsburgh game. So I think maybe what we're going to have to do is swing by Bombshell one day and stop in and ask them, because I don't know how it's set up. And I'm gonna ask my husband too, because maybe he already knows. Like, I don't know if they show all the games or if they only show certain games, or if, like, you know what I'm saying, if I'm in Texas, so if the Texans are playing, do they only have one TV? Are they showing multiple games? Like, what are they doing? So that's going to tell me if that's even an option or not, because if they're not going to be showing a Pittsburgh game, there's no point in us going up in there. So anyway, I'm excited. So I can't wait. Once I finish this challenge, I'm going to show you the challenge once I finished it and go through and try to explain how I set everything up. And Kathy, I am expecting you, when I show this challenge, for you to give me some suggestions before we start using it, on if I have it set up in a way that's user friendly. If maybe I didn't think of something because I'm not familiar. Any recommendations you can give me on making this box challenge, I will really appreciate it. And I'm going to ask you for a favor. When you watch this video and you're filming one of your videos and you're looking for things to talk about, can you please give me some feedback in your video about this idea? So, like, as you're playing your Monday minis and all your games and everything, and you can do it in more than one video if you want to, because I'm watching all of them. And any other budgeting content creators that's watching this, if you could leave me a comment below and let me know that you're a part of the budgeting community and that you want to give me feedback as well, and let me know when you think you might be adding this to your video, so I can make sure I watch the video and take notes and learn from you, I would really appreciate it. I'm looking for all the old school, experienced, veteran budgeters to give me some feedback on putting together this football challenge between me and my husband. So I'm trying to figure out a way, because we're going to have the same challenge, and I'm trying to fix it. Like last time, we had a loser and a winner. I don't want to do that. I want to fix it where I set a dollar amount for the pot, and we go through and we both have an opportunity to win something per game. I'm not really sure what that looks like, but I don't want it to be that one person takes away all the money, because that's what happened last time and it was me. But I don't want to be unfair. I want to be able to fix it where one person walks away with the bulk of the money because they won the most times, or however we're going to figure this out. And the other person, they weren't the winner, but they still won something. It's like a, what's the word? Not a concession. It's like a sympathy gift. You know what I'm saying? You know how they give those trophies to people who participated in those competitions, but they didn't actually win. So it was like, if I remember the word, I'll put it up here. My brain is going, boop. So anyway, that's going to do it for me. So first thing is, y'all drop a comment in down below. Let me know if y'all have ever had an allergic reaction like the one that I talked to y'all about. Have y'all ever experienced anything like that before? And if you did, like, what did you do? And then the other thing is, I want to know what your thoughts are on this competition that I'm creating between me and my husband. This is going to be a fun little rivalry. Even though we go for the same team, you can still kind of go bet against each other. And so this is going to be a way for us to save. And this money will be considered, so like for me, I have Mother's Day, I have Mother's Day, my birthday, our anniversary, and Christmas. And then my husband has his birthday, Father's Day, our anniversary, and Christmas. So we have 4 categories. So what I can do is, and then we also have, our personal, I have a personal binder. But I'm going to create one for him. He has envelopes that I have in my, my cash binders, but I'm actually going to create it because I saw a couple content creators. They created a binder for their significant other, like their own person, binder. So I think I'm going to do that for him, because there are a few categories that I want to save specifically for him. I'm already budgeting that money, but I want to put all the envelopes in one binder. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this challenge. Do you have any suggestions? Do you think it'll be exciting? Are you into football? Drop me a comment and let me know what team are you repping. We are repping the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yes, in this household, in this family. OMG, can't wait for our season to start. I wasn't this excited last season, but trust and believe, your girl is on 10 now. I done got excited about something. So yeah, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Please be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. If you have, thank you for staying with me and rocking with the fam bam. I do appreciate it. And if you're new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video and sticking around for my craziness. I love to have fun. So, but make sure that you comment below and share this video out. Share this video out so that it can be recommended to somebody else. Again, I'm trying to come back, y'all. I'm trying to come back, but I'm trying to do it in a healthy way. I want to make sure that I can make content without feeling overwhelmed, without feeling stretched too thin. But I also want it to be content that you would enjoy. Y'all know we do cooking over here. We do cleaning videos. Every now and then I get on my treadmill. I'm trying to do better, y'all. I want to film outside, but the last time I filmed outside, I was doing a lot of blocking out of street names and the wind was high. So I don't know if I can figure out how to film while I'm walking. I'll do more of that. But I also have a what I'm going to transition into a podcast called She Thoughts, and they just tell you what I'm thinking about different topics and whatnot. I was doing Ride With Me's. I'll get back to doing those. I was doing lunchtime vlogs. I'll be getting back to those. And so anyway, if you have been watching my content and you have watched several of the different types of videos, leave me a comment down below as to what type of video do you enjoy the most. Do you enjoy the cleaning? Do you enjoy the talks? Do you enjoy the cooking? And Chris, I already know you enjoy the cooking. Do you enjoy the cooking? Do you enjoy the Ride With Me's? Like, what is it that you enjoy on my channel and you want to see more of? But that is going to do it for me. Thank y'all for sticking around through me having my camera battery went down, my camera overheated, but I came back and it's all good. But y'all go ahead. We're going to go ahead and get out of here, but not before we say love yourself, love somebody else. Until next time, y'all take care. Bye. If you're not already a member of the Fetch fam, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and download that app, scan my QR code, and get to scanning those receipts. You might as well take advantage of it. You're already spending the money. The receipts translates into points, the points translates into cash, and you can redeem that cash via store card or cash card, or you can donate to charity. Well, all right, we're going to go ahead and get out of here, but you know we don't do so without saying, love yourself, love somebody else, and until next time, y'all take care. Bye.